Yo, welcome to the CB and Poff show. I'm Zack. That's CB in the building. CB, we got a big time show today.
Heck yeah, we do, man. Been waiting to talk with this one for a little while.
Yeah, we got the top quarterback, in my opinion, in the class of 2018, Trevor Lawrence, joining us. And then later we got one of the top quarterbacks in the 2021 class, Deshaun Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders, playing out in Texas. But first, we got to start with the five-star quarterback, 2018 Clemson commit, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor, how's it going, man?
It's going good. Thanks for having me. How are you guys?
Doing really well, man. Appreciate you taking the time to jump on here with us. Trevor, I think we should kick it off by just talking about sort of your journey. You know, you just broke Deshaun Watson's passing yards record in the state of Georgia. A lot of great talents come out of there. Jake Fromm, Nick Marshall, guys like that. Can you just
Watson.
Talk about your journey up to this point and what it means to you to pass a record like that?
I've had a pretty cool journey being from Cartersville. I've started here since I was a freshman. At first, though, I had someone in front of me, Miller Forstall. He's at Alabama now playing tight end, but first couple games, we were battling that out, and then eventually he moved to tight end and ended up working out, for both of us. But ever since then, I've started, and it's been cool having Coach King. His first season at Cartersville was my first year, my freshman year. So it's been cool to kind of grow with him and the other coaches and just see how the thing's been building up.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Coach King. I wanted to get your thoughts on how big of a role he's played in your success at Cartersville, because he's definitely one of the best coaches, not just in Georgia but in all of high school football.
Oh yeah, he's an awesome coach. He's helped me a lot. Just football stuff. He's really smart, knows what's going on, and knows how to put together a bunch of good stuff to put our team in a good situation. And then outside of football, he's kept me grounded and humble. He's done a really good job with that. So we've grown pretty close over the years. So it's been good.
Yeah, and Trevor, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about sort of your recruiting process. Contrary to what some kids do as seniors, you chose to commit early. It's coming up on a year now. It says on your Twitter profile here in December of 2016, you announced your commitment to Clemson. Can you talk a little bit about maybe your choice to commit early, and as well as what Dabo has meant to you in your past couple high school years?
Yeah, it was. I started the process pretty early too, near the end of my freshman year, around then. So it felt like forever that I was going through it, and whenever I knew, I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to put it off and keep people wondering. I didn't really care about that stuff. So I wanted just to, whenever I knew I made my mind up, I wanted to just release it and be kind of done with it. So that's what I did. And Coach Sweeney, I think I had the best relationship with him personally, I think, out of the other schools. So that was a big influence on my commitment. And then the other coaches are great there too. So that was also a big part of it.
Yeah, and we've brought up some big names, Deshaun Watson, Jake Fromm. Where's Georgia rank in your opinion when it comes to high school football? Do you got Georgia ahead of the Californias, the Floridas, the Texases?
It's hard to say. I've never played out there. I've always been here. I've moved around. I don't know. I mean, definitely it has to be up there, playing against the people we play and just seeing not even who we play, but just around the state, other divisions. There's just players everywhere. So I think it's definitely got to be up there, just based on how many good athletes and how much talent there is here.
Yeah, Trevor, talking sort of about Georgia, in a world where it seems like more and more kids are transferring or going to better programs within the state or outside of the state, talk a little bit about what it's meant to you and just your sort of approach to staying with Cartersville all 4 years. And you guys haven't lost a game since your sophomore year, so that obviously it's been a pretty good ride for you guys there.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. At first, going into high school, I wasn't really sure how it all like pan out and everything, because like I said, there was a quarterback here that was a junior and I was going to be a freshman, so I didn't really know. I didn't have a guaranteed spot when I came up, so I had to work for that. And then after that, just being with that first group, the seniors, playing with them, we worked really hard we made it to the semifinals, ended up losing to Buford, but we worked super hard to get there, and we knew after that it was only up from there. And next year we had a good team again, and we brought back a lot of starters, and we worked really hard, and we're undefeated, and then we're undefeated the next year. Then that's just kind of the expectation now, and that's what we expect out of ourselves. We don't expect anything less than going undefeated and win the state championship. So I think it's just Coach King has really built the brand of Cartersville football up since he got here, just that expectation. So.
Yeah, and Trevor, I want to go back to this summer. I mean, we were both watching the Elite 11 show on NFL Network. What was that experience like, though, being around all of the best players in high school football, and what was that like competing, with the Justin Fields and, all those guys, DTR, and all those big-time quarterbacks?
It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about myself, about the game, and just there's a bunch of good coaches out there, former NFL coaches, all of them, like Coach Dilfer and all those guys. So it was I learned a lot. It was a great experience, and it was fun it was really just a performance, like what can you do when all the lights are on you and when you're going against the best of the best. So it was a lot of fun to get in that environment, and I maybe didn't perform as well as I wanted to at the end, at the opening, but I think it was definitely a good experience that I would do again, and I suggest anyone who's coming up and wants to be a part of that to definitely go for that, because it was awesome.
Yeah, now, Trevor, before we let you get out of here and get back to working towards your game this week, I got to ask you, man, part of Trevor Lawrence is the hair. We can't not talk about the hair.
Best lettuce in the game, dude.
Best lettuce in the game. So I got to ask you, man, what's the shampoo?
People ask me that all the time. I think I use a few different ones sometimes, but Pantene is usually
okay.
The one I go with.
Okay. I mean, I'd be shocked if I said when the time comes, if he don't have a shampoo endorsement. I'm telling you, man.
Hey, after college, you can book it.
Exactly.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be starring in Pantene commercials.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, I got to ask you too, man. How often do you get called Sunshine?
A lot. Probably not as much anymore, but people don't really call me that know me personally well, but just people that see me out in public, they'll call me that a lot. Just people that don't really know me, so I get that quite a bit.
We got to put you on the spot, man. We always ask a tough question to end it. Are you guys going to win the state title again this year to close out your high school career?
I'm confident in that. We still got 6 more games till we finish that, but I'm pretty confident in that. Just how we're working and how in leadership of Coach King and all the other coaches, I think we're going to stay on track and stay focused. So I'm pretty confident that we will, but we'll just see how it ends up.
I agree with that for sure.
Absolutely, man. Hey, enjoy the rest of your ride, Trevor. Really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to jump on here with us, and best of luck the rest of the season and with your future at Clemson as well.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Sweet, thanks, Trevor. And that right there was the best quarterback in the class of 2018, in my opinion. That's Trevor Lawrence. Future Clemson Tiger, kind of going the same route as Deshaun, Georgia Star, breaking all the records, and then going to Clemson.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know how I feel about his game, and we've talked throughout the year. I mean, Justin Fields gets the nod in the 247 rankings, but, I mean, when you watch this kid, I mean, if it's the Elite 11 show or just his highlights, I mean, the balls this kid throws, and, I mean, look, we've talked this year, too, and it's no diss to Justin Fields, but I mean the success is in the numbers for Lawrence. I mean, he hasn't lost a game since his sophomore year. Kid's a winner. Yeah, I can't wait to watch him at Clemson.
Yeah, and he might be a guy where he's starting as a true freshman. That's how talented this guy is.
I'd be surprised if he isn't. Yeah,
I agree. So we got Deion's kid, Shedeur Sanders, coming on later in the show. We're going to go through the top 10 games first, and then we're going to close out with Shedeur, who's having a great freshman year. He's coming off a 6-touchdown game last week. So let's stick in Texas, though. Game of the week, Duncanville, Desoto. Both these teams are 7-0, 4-0 in district play. DeSoto's number 4, but don't let that fool you with Duncanville. They're not ranked, but they're a very talented team, great defense. They have the former coach at Dallas Skyline. He's done a phenomenal job with Duncanville. So
Skyline's had some programs over the year, too.
Oh, dude, they've had some ballers come out of there. And, Anthony Willer, who's now starring at Texas, is just one of the many from Dallas Skyline. I'm rolling DeSoto, though. I love the way Courtney Douglas has played at quarterback this year. The Green Twins in the secondary are big time for DeSoto. And then you got, BJ Hansbard, too. So Duncanville's got a great defense and a good running game, but DeSoto's defense is clicking right now, so I'm going DeSoto.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, too. We've talked all year, and you have about how the quarterback for DeSoto's sort of had to wait his turn, and he's...
Yeah, he had Tristan Wallace and then Sean Robinson last
exactly.
year. Exactly.
And then you add on the coaching situation that happened with DeSoto to start the year.
Yeah,
I feel like they're... In some way, they're playing for something more than just a state title. So I'm going to roll with DeSoto. They've been playing some really good football, and I mean, heck, if you're the top team in Texas, you're doing something right.
You're pretty good. They've won 23 straight. They're averaging nearly 50 points a game during that winning streak. So we both got DeSoto. South Florida's big time for football. Big time matchup. Carroll City, Miami Central. Both these teams are hungry, man. They both lost to Northwestern. Northwestern clinched the district title for the second year in a row. It's the first time they've done that since 2006 and 2007. I believe Ja'Cory Harris was their quarterback back then.
Okay.
So
That's some knowledge right there.
Northwestern's big time though, so it's not a tough loss for these two. I keep going back and forth, but I think Miami Central's going to squeak it out behind James Cook.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked all year about James Cook. He's been in our games of the week quite a bit. He's had some really big performances.
Yeah,
Miami Central's coming off a loss, correct?
They are. They lost to Northwestern. Carroll City lost to Northwestern, then they came back strong and beat Booker T without Daniel Richardson.
Okay.
Pretty big last week.
That's still a big win for Carroll City. I'm going to go ahead and roll with Miami Central as well. James Cook with a bounce-back performance. I think he's the difference maker.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Carroll City's got a good running back too, Cameron Davis. Miami commit. He's big time, but I got to roll James Cook.
Yeah.
Norco, Corona Centennial, CB. Take a guess on how many points.
You always do this to me.
How many points do you think Corona Centennial is averaging during their 5-game winning streak?
I'm going to say 56.
What's 56 plus 2?
58.
58 points a game, and keep in mind this is pretty much like a first half.
Right.
They get to the second half, they're up by 8 scores or whatever.
Yeah, this Corona Centennial team's really interesting. Obviously, you got a guy in Tanner McKee, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Gets knocked out of the game against IMG, who we both feel.
I think they would have won that game.
Yeah, and we've talked off air about how good this Centennial team is, and I mean, Modern Day has been clearly every week proven why they're the number one. But when it comes to the section tournament, we've talked about a potential matchup between Modern Day and Centennial, and how good that game could be. I think Centennial, I mean, their ranking shows it, so it's not like I'm going out there, but I think they're one of the best teams in the nation.
I believe they're the only team in Southern California that could potentially knock off Modern Day.
Exactly. I mean, we know every single year that offense is going to be lights out. And
the one thing this year is this is probably the best defense Corona Centennial's had since Vontez Burfict was there.
Wow.
This is a big-time defense.
Some more knowledge. Guys, I promise you, I didn't even know some of these little nuggets he's pulling out.
You know Burfict went there, though, so.
Okay, fine.
He was there with Taylor Martinez. That was a pretty good – that might be the best Centennial team.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, this Centennial team is loaded. I think they would still be undefeated right now if Tanner McKee doesn't get hurt against IMG. Norco's playing way better now. They started the year 0-3. They've won 5 in a row. And Travis Dye, 2018 Oregon commit, he's having a big-time year. He's balled for 1,500 yards and 21 TDs. But I think that 5-game winning streak is going to end for Norco. I got Corona Centennial winning big.
Yeah, I think, by the way, I talked to probably you're convinced that I'm going with Centennial as well.
St. Ignatius, St. Edward. St. Edward, one of the next 5 teams. Next 5 means you're the next 5 out of the top 25. So St. Edward is just on the outside looking in. St. Ignatius, big win last week. They beat St. X, the defending Division I Ohio State champs. It was the first loss of the season for St. Xavier. But I don't think they hand St. Edward their first loss either. I'm rolling St. Edward, man. They got a big-time defense.
And, in these Ohio games, I always like to take the home team. I mean, it seems like all these Ohio games are just, rivalry games. I know they are all, but
it's a big-time Cleveland game. These two teams would probably beat the Browns. So.
Oh, man. I don't know if you can say that on air.
I just did.
I'm going to roll with St. Edward as well. They're home, and you talked about the defense, so let's go with them.
We talked about Modern Day earlier, number 1 team in the country. I don't see this team having a weakness. They got a big-time quarterback, big-time skill players. Almond Russ St. Brown has just been phenomenal since coming back. Brew McCoy.
Yeah, I mean, just from a talent standpoint, I mean, you just look up and down on either side of the ball, and it's almost unfair. It's like they have an all-star team out there. There's not much to say about Mater Dei other than they're really, really good. So I picked against them. I had to roll with my boys with Bosco.
Bosco,
but I'm not picking against Mater Dei for the rest of the season. So.
Yeah, I think we don't even need to say who we're picking here.
Yep. We got to roll with the number one, man.
Mater Dei wins big against Orange Lutheran. Kyle Ford's my guy, though. Big-time receiver in 2019 class. He's an absolute playmaker, but Mater Dei's got too much. Arizona, Hamilton, Chandler.
This is a good game, man.
Two of the best quarterbacks in the country. You got Tyler Schuff for Hamilton, and then you got Jacob Conover for Chandler. Sure. Conover was battling injury pretty much all year. He's been back now. So Chandler's getting healthy right before the playoffs. They're the defending state champs. I think they're going to defend it this year. They're a very talented team. You got Romney at receiver, big-time defense. I'm rolling Chandler here. They're playing really well right now.
Look, I used to cover in some shape Arizona football when I first started here at the company.
What knowledge you got for me, baby?
Hamilton is like always an Arizona power. Yeah. And this game right here, I mean, Mountain Point the past couple of years has kind of came up and kind of ran the table there for a little bit, or you could say it was the king of Arizona per se. But Chandler and Hamilton, I mean, Hamilton is never going to be an easy win. I do think Chandler started the year in the rankings, correct?
They did.
So I'm going to roll with them.
IMG, and then they lost to, another. IMG's been hurting quarterbacks this year. I mean, they have a great defense. It's nothing illegal or anything, obviously, but Conover got hurt in that game against IMG, and then he ended up missing about 4 to 5 weeks. Sure. One of those other losses came when he was out against Mountain Point. So
yeah. So I am going to roll with Chandler as well, but I expect this to be a really close ball game.
We got a couple of trivia questions here before we move on. NFL Hall of Fame wide receiver, who is it? His son plays for Hamilton.
Oh my gosh, man. See, you guys see what he does? He just puts me on the spot.
I do.
I got...
Who's the best, arguably, NFL player ever?
Jerry
Rice.
His son, okay.
Yeah, Brendan Rice.
That's right.
Sophomore.
I should have known that. We've done some stuff on him.
He's he's having a big time sophomore year, and the thing I love about Brendan Rice is he's making a name for himself. It's not even the Jerry thing. It's the Brendan Rice show. He's only a sophomore. I believe he's second or third on the team in receiving, but he has more receiving touchdowns than anybody on that squad. Wow. Pop's got to the end zone a lot. Yeah. Youngsters getting there too. Second trivia question. Which player in the World Series is a Hamilton alum?
Cody Bellinger. As much as it hurts me to say that, man.
How did you enjoy Game 1?
1 home run.
I know.
In his senior year.
Yeah, he had like a 1.3 ERA.
Yeah, or something like that, man.
How many tanks did he hit this year?
39.
Book it. You got some Dodger knowledge. I
hurts,
like it,
man. It hurts.
All right, we got 4 games left. Colquitt County and Lowndes. We had Trevor Lawrence on, big time Georgia football player. There's some more in this game. J.J. Peterson, absolute stud linebacker for Colquitt County. Oh, man, this is a tough game. I'm going Lowndes, though. They're number 27 when you go all the way up. They're part of the next 5 Group 2.
Next 5.
9-0. I think they're going to end the regular season 10-0 against a very young, very talented Colquitt County team.
Okay, so you mentioned that Colquitt's young. Yeah. And it's at Lowndes. That's going to be tough.
Coach props. Yeah. That guy's a good coach.
Yeah, well, I'm trailing in the rankings.
Yeah, I think I got a 5-game cushion.
Jeez.
We took last week off, so.
Okay, so I got to switch it up then. I'm going to roll with Colquitt, man. Coach Pop's going to have those boys ready, and let's hope they can pull an upset.
It's going to be a good game, man. Colquitt's got some good young running backs, too. They got a very good defense. They've lost a couple games this year, but they've beat some very good teams, too. So it's going to be a good one. Gonzaga, good counsel. Gonzaga, man, they're a great story this year. Mm-hmm. They put themselves on the map when they beat DeMatha. They're the ones that started DeMatha's 3-game losing skid they're on.
That's surprising. Yeah,
I can't remember the last time DeMatha's lost 3 games.
Yeah, I was just going to say the DMV football this year has been a little interesting.
Yeah, because potentially Gonzaga's got to beat good counsel, and St. John's is got to win their game.
Sure.
So we could see 2 undefeated teams in the WCAC battled out for the conference title. So, man, I think I'm going to go Gonzaga here. I don't know. This is tough. Good Counsel's good, too.
Okay. Good Counsel's, maybe going through a little lull, but, I mean,
yeah.
Man, flashback, shoot, 3-4 years ago when Good Counsel was a power, man. I mean, they were putting out some really good squads. I'm going to roll Gonzaga as well. You mentioned that they're undefeated. And
you know what's impressive, too? Yeah, they got one loss, actually. They lost to Vieira, Florida, early in the season. I think that's the same team that gave IMG a tough game, too. So they got a freshman quarterback who's just balling. Caleb Williams. I'm banking on the freshman to ball again this weekend. So 2 for Gonzaga. York at South Point. I have South Point 11. Darion Kendrick, he's going to be catching the ball from Trevor Lawrence at Clemson. He's a quarterback in high school, but he's going to play wide receiver.
He's sort of a do-it-all. And,
he's the Cam Akers of this year, I call it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned his name. I think that guy's been carrying a South Point team that's really good.
Yeah, 20 wins in a row. They've won 3 state titles in a row, too.
Yeah, and I'm going to roll with Kendrick and South Point as well. So
York's been a good story this year, though. They're 8-1 this season, and the winner of this game wins the region outright. So this is a big game for York High School, but I got South Point too. Well, we're gonna get this pick regardless because it's St. Xavier versus St. Xavier. So I'm taking St. Xavier.
I think you just put this one,
right?
Like St. X versus St. X.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd probably be mad if I called them both St. X, but
the boys from Cincinnati are like,
Yeah.
No, bro.
Oh, man. Shoot. So are you going Ohio or are you going Kentucky?
I'm going St. Xavier. I'm going Ohio.
Get out of here.
I'm going Chase Wolf, Wisconsin commit. I'm going Ohio.
All right, I'm going to go with Ohio as well. So I guess we only have one.
Both these teams are 8-1. St. X, Ohio, is coming off their only loss of the year. St. X, Louisville, only loss came to number 12, Trinity.
Wow.
So does that change your pick?
It might. Couple games down.
5.
Yeah, man. You know what? I gotta spice it up here and hopefully
let's go Louisville, folks.
Roll the dice and hopefully I'm taking the boys from Louisville.
Love it. I'm going Cincinnati though. I'm gonna get another lead right here.
You stay with Cincinnati, man. I'm gonna roll the dice.
All right, you know what we're rolling the dice doing next? We're gonna bring on one of the best freshman quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders, the son of NFL Hall of Fame cornerback Deshaun Sanders. That's coming right up. And CB, we're lucky enough right now to have the starting quarterback for Trinity Christian out there in Cedar Hill, Texas, Shedeur Sanders. Only a freshman, killing it this year. Had 6 touchdowns last week. Shedeur, how's it going, my man?
Hello, it's going good. Like, the season's going well right now.
Yeah, and let's talk about last week's game, man. What was it like for you? You know, you're out there just diamond, 6 touchdown performance, and, you're only a freshman this year, but, you check the stat sheet, you wouldn't realize it.
Yes, sir. It was really exciting. It was fun. Like, when I threw my first touchdown, I knew it was going to be something special that night. Because in my head, I prepare every week and set a goal for myself. And then whenever I reach that goal, then it's just, like, I just celebrate, and it's just fun for me and my teammates.
And I got to ask you, too. I mean, obviously, your dad's helping out Coach Deshaun Sanders, but you got Avion Case on there, and you got some other NFL guys. What's it like for you guys as players to have those guys that have been down the road, played on Sundays? How big does that factor in for you guys learning the game and, taking what these guys are telling you?
Well, it's a big deal having all these coaches that played in the league and some D1 coaches that played in the D1 game, football, in college and stuff. So it's like they're just there, and it's like you can't really believe where they played and stuff like that. It's just amazing that there are coaches and stuff. And then it's like they really just help us a lot.
Yeah.
During the games, after the games, before the games, and they just show us like how it will be on the next level.
Yeah, now Shedeur, everybody knows that Pops was an unbelievable corner in college and in the pros. Talk to us a little bit about your choice to sort of pursue the quarterback position and go that route rather than sort of follow in the footsteps of your dad and do the DB thing?
Well, it's a funny story. Like, my dad, he since day one, he put me at quarterback from 7 and 8. And then from then, I just, like, really liked it a lot, having control over the team and just being the leader. Because, like, most people just tell me I'm a born leader, and then I believe that. So I feel like this spot just fits me good.
And, you know, hey, you're a smart kid, man. You know quarterbacks where the money's made, so. Hey, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you, man. What's your initial thought on Pop's new hair? You a fan of that?
Yeah, he always jokes with me almost every week, almost every day, talking about his new hair that he's gonna get me soon. That he's gonna have as much hair as me. He said he'll give me about 6 months, and he's gonna have as much hair as me.
Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, though, when Pops is dropping bars on NFL Network, where are you rating that 1 to 10?
I give it an 8.
Okay.
It's good. I give it an 8.
Yeah, Shedeur, talk a little bit about sort of you carving your own path. You know, obviously having Dion as your dad is not necessarily a bad thing. You know, he's got a lot of knowledge and a lot of stuff like that he can give you. But talk a little bit about just carving your own path and sort of wanting to create your own legacy.
So, like, before every game, I have my teammate just talk to me and tell me, like, what basically everybody says, negative and all that stuff. Like, it just motivates me. Because people think I just got an offer, I'm just good, I'm just ranked because of my father and stuff. But then, like, it just motivates me to do good in practice and in the game. So then I really make a name for myself. Because people, they're always going to say that I just got this way because my dad, this and that, but it really doesn't affect me. And I just use that as motivation mostly.
And I got to ask you, man, you know, Texas high school football is no joke. What's it like playing high school football in Texas? What's your Friday nights like? And, you know, even the build up to the game, what's that experience been like for you, you know, as a freshman playing quarterback and doing it on the bright lights in the state of Texas?
The first game, it was kind of nervous going throughout the day because I didn't know what to expect. But then after the first game, like, it just seems like another game to me, honestly. Because I haven't been getting nervous, nothing lately, because I have confidence now that I know what I could do and I know my abilities and what I could do. So it's just, like, you always prepare for a game, like, regular.
Yeah, sure. I know.
It's just exciting.
Yeah, Shedeur, I know you mentioned preparing a lot for games and being ready for the big show when the lights turn on. But I also know that you and Dad have a little bit of competition off the field when it comes to fishing. So I want to know who the better fisherman is.
Be honest, baby.
Honestly, I'm the better fisherman, but my dad would just say he is.
That's how they always do it, huh?
He just has something, a button on his fishing rod that just tells the same fish to bite his rod. So I really don't think that he's actually catching fish.
Oh, I love it, man. And you know, we always put people on the spot when you jump on the CB and Poff show. Who's the best Sanders in the family? I know you got some older brothers that are balling. You know, your other brother just transferred over to Saxe High School out in Texas too. But you know, we won't count Pops, you know, because we already know you're the better fisher. But out of all the other Sanders, who's the best Sander in the family?
Honestly, are you talking about in sports or just in general?
We go in sports, but if you want to bring general into it too, we can do both, baby.
You can say yourself. We know you're going to.
like in football, I feel like I'll be the best one. But like overall, I think my little sister would be, because like she got, like, it's just something about the youngest is only like one of the most successful and just the better ones. But I'm not saying that I'm not good or nothing. I know I'm good. But my sister, I think she'll get it.
I respect that answer for sure. You picked yourself in one and then gave little sis some love in the other. I love it. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Shedeur, thanks for jumping on the podcast, my man, and keep up the great work. You guys are playing great football this year, and keep impressing us here at MaxPreps, putting up those killing numbers as a true freshman.
Yeah, Shedeur,
Yes, sir.
just want to say thank you as well, man. Appreciate you taking the time, and we're really excited to watch your career develop over the next years, and best of luck going forward this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Make sure you don't forget to watch tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be tuning
Not
in,
tomorrow.
baby.
Not tomorrow. Friday. I mean.
All right, we're
Also,
tuned in, man.
It'll be good.
We'll just keep it going all week, man. We got Thursday, Friday high school, Saturday college, and NFL on Sunday. So
Yes, sir.
that right there was Shedeur Sanders, starting quarterback for Trinity Christian out there in Texas, having a great year so far. CB, another good episode, baby.
Yeah, amazing kid, man. Really poised as a freshman, and he talked about having all those coaches that have been in the pros and in college and played really well and had all that success, and for him to sort of have that perspective of what it means, and not like he said, not basically just say, okay, I'm gonna ride out my dad's coattails, and
he's doing the work himself.
I'm really excited to watch this kid grow for sure.
Oh yeah, only a freshman and putting up numbers like that as a quarterback, especially in the state of Texas, that's big time. So that's all the time we got. Of course, thanks to Trevor Lawrence, also jumped on the show. I think his hair is probably a little better than Deion's.
Yeah, hey man, Deion might get there.
He might.
What Shedeur was saying.
6 months away, as Shedeur said. Obviously, thanks to Shedeur Sanders for jumping on. A great young dude, and he's going to be a big time football player too. And good luck trying to catch me in the picks. I'm up by 5. So
I'm gonna try, man. Another exciting weekend ahead. Let's do it.
We out here on the CB and Poff Show.